if you've seen Keepsake Jewelers, you're going to see them in just a second. I just want to give you a little tease there. I'm Jerry McKee, and welcome to Prime Time. It is 7 o'clock in the evening, Monday, and we got Greg and Sonia Sanford here, and they're going to be talking about Haley, their daughter, and some interesting facts and some things that hopefully no parent will ever have to go through. And I know it's difficult for them. I appreciate them coming on and going to talk about Haley and some things. And who knows, maybe someone out there knows something. Haley was murdered, and haven't come to justice yet for the person that suspected to be the person that done this. So we'll get into that in a few moments. But right now, we'll be right back. We're going to go to Keepsake Jewelers. It's still Christmas time. Get in there before the 25th.
Jewelry has the power to be this little thing that can make you feel unique. Being a true gentleman never goes out of fashion. People will stare. Make it worth their while. For the woman of your dreams and the jewelry of her dreams, rings, pins, and pendants, fabulous rubies, sparkling sapphires, brilliant diamonds. Keepsake Jewelers. We are the jewelers who understands what dreams are made of. Dreams of gold, dreams of emeralds, and dreams of diamonds in pins, rings, bracelets, and earrings. At Keepsake Jewelers, we have whatever it takes to make her dreams come true. Visit our new location, Keepsake Jewelers, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Suite 5, Union, 864-427-5100, 864-427-5100, Keepsake Jewelers, Union.
All right, we're back, and we have got Greg and Sonia Sanford. And we want you to tell us a little bit about Haley, when she's growing up, some things she'd like to do, some of her goals that she had, and things she did when she was growing up. We just want kind of know a little bit personal about how she grew up in your home and things, and that made you laugh, and just some great memories there.
Well, Haley loved to sing and dance. She always do all kind of things, and she always liked to tease her brother all the time, mess with him, and I always told her whenever he got bigger, he was going to get her back. He did. But she was just an all-around girl. She was never prejudiced for no means. She liked all colors. She never was anything like that. She loved everybody, and everybody loved her. And when she was little, she was in all kind of beauty pageants and won most every one of them in there, because we had a beautiful daughter.
Now, when you put her in the beauty pageants and like that, what was her talent? Because I know all of them has a talent where they sing. Now, yeah, I know, Greg, you play a guitar. Yeah. I don't know if you showed her how to play, or she liked to listen to you.
She just liked to sing.
Sing?
And dance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, did she have a particular song she liked to sing, or?
Oh, she sung every song. Knew every word by every song by every word. Yeah.
So she pretty well knew everything that.
Just like her daddy on that with the singing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now, did she ever go with you?
She played at the Jonesville Festival with us. She got up and sang.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the fair.
And the fair, too?
The fair, yeah.
Oh. Now, did Haley, and growing up, where did she go to school at? Here?
Jonesville.
In Jonesville?
And then whenever they combined Jonesville and Lockhart to Union, then she had to go to Union to finish out her. So she graduated from Union High School.
Oh, okay. Yes. My son teaches there. Brian Harris does.
Does he?
And so she graduated from Union High School. What are some of the goals that Haley had that she was talked to you about? I know when they get to the high school stage, they got goals. They want to do some things.
Yeah, she always wanted to be a cosmetologist.
Oh, okay.
And she went on to school, and she did all that. But she liked 3 months of graduating, and she backed out.
Backed out of it?
But she was so good at it. Makeup, nails, and doing hair and everything. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, people don't realize that's a hard job. I wouldn't want to mess with people's hair. And
no, but I
know if I cut their hair, I'd be in trouble.
And she plays softball, too. She plays softball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was in the band. She
Wow.
played flute to start with, then she didn't like that, then she went to color guard. And she did all that in the band. She loved it.
So she really kind of knew some music then. She had to play
Yes.
an instrument and all. So she never picked the guitar up to.
No, she never played.
Probably because it's gonna be rough on the fingers, right?
Boy, let
And what is I know this is a difficult time for both of you because it is Christmas time, and we all kind of remember back when we were a child and stuff. What are some of the favorite things that she liked about Christmas?
She just liked for everybody to be together and just have fun. She was always a laugh at the party. She would sit around and talk about people, our own family, just to get somebody to laugh. I mean, I don't know, Greg, what did you think? Haley was just Haley.
Yeah,
And she spoke what she thought. It would come out.
so
Some things
full of life and
full of life. I'm just want to say, everybody loved her.
yeah.
And she got along with everybody.
never met a stranger.
No.
Never met a stranger.
So I can imagine that some of her friends and stuff. She was a caring person.
Yeah.
That,
They all miss her, too.
That some we see a lot of homeless people out here. We see a lot of things there, and I know people just kind of like describe Haley that they would give them the shirt off their back or give them some.
Oh, yeah, she would.
To make sure that they're comfortable.
She had a big heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
When what are some of the jobs that she had or did? Did she?
Well, when she first, she worked at Pizza Hut first when she was still in school. Like I said, she got pregnant with Zayden when she was a senior.
Okay.
But she went on to school. She finished school, had him, and still took care of her youngin'. But she lived at home, though,
Right.
And we helped her with that. But she finished her schooling and stuff.
Well, that's usually if a teen gets pregnant and they usually drop out of school and they just kind of give
she
up.
did
on
not.
That's commendable there.
Yeah, she went
That was
on to
smart.
school. She did everything she was supposed to done. Yeah. And she was like an AB, sometimes C student. But Haley was very smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know most teenagers, they'd love to get them driver's license. Did she like to drive?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
And we gave her first car, and she loved it. And then she got tired of it. After a while, they wanted something else. So her daddy went and bought her, surprised her with a Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Oh, okay. Isn't that
And,
nice?
She had a fit over that. But it wasn't long after that, one of her guy friends, wasn't a boyfriend, he wrecked it and totaled it.
Oh,
So then she got her a Mustang.
now see, I like Mustangs.
Yeah,
I've
but it was
had a
too
couple.
powerful for her, so she traded in and got her a Honda. So she wouldn't get no tickets.
Yeah,
She was a left foot.
I can't say nothing.
Yeah, she was a left foot.
Yeah, I've had a couple Mustangs, and they got some power to them. But the bad thing, they got those light rear ends,
Oh, yes.
and it's easy to get away from you.
Get right out Monday.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like she'd had growing up, just had a wonderful life growing up,
She did.
and
Always friends at the house. Always. There's always, that's why you always come to my house. Why don't you go to your other friend's house? They said, well, we love you, Ma Dukes. They called me Ma Dukes back then.
more fun coming there, wasn't it?
That's what they said.
Yeah. Well, now we talked about Haley. Now, is it Haley Sanford that we can call that, or
We started calling her Sanford because I don't think she deserved the Thomason name.
Right.
That don't need to be put on her.
Okay. And now let's talk a little bit about kind of what happened. That how did she meet? Is it Dylan? Mm-hmm. How did she meet Dylan?
Him and my son, Gregory, we call him Little Man, they were good friends in school, and he would come to the house, and hang with Little Man and spend the night and all, and they just start talking. I said, how do you know you older than him? She's like 3 years older, which age don't matter.
Not that little bit of age.
No, but I mean, he was a good guy. He was a good boy then, and everything. We loved him and took him in and treated him like he was our own. And then they started talking and all, and then he had a house and all. His dad had died, and I reckon when he turned 18, left him a lot of stuff, and he went bought my house and stuff. So then she moved in with him before they got married, which we didn't really like, but she did.
Right. And that's a lot of kids and a lot of children do that nowadays.
Yeah, they do.
It's
Yes.
almost they got everything kind of turned around a little bit.
Do it all backwards.
All backwards. But how was he towards the her child?
Oh, he was good to him.
Yeah.
He was good to say.
Okay.
Yeah. I do give him that much. He was good to say. He treated him like his own. He did.
Now they met as your brother's best friend, and everything was going good there. What did you start seeing? Some signs of things not being quite right. I mean, was it immediately, or was it?
No.
Or they've been together? How long was they together?
They was together for not quite a year, and then they was gonna give him a wedding at our lake place at Greenwood. It supposed to be in July the 18th or 19th, I forgot. But then they snuck off and got married at the courthouse June the 24th. So it upset me, it hurt me more than it did anything.
So they decided to elope.
Yes, and who not want to see their daughter get married?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, only daughter too. So, but yeah, it kind of hurt me. But then I dealt with it, and they lived down in Union on the Mill Hill for a while, and then things were doing okay. Still kind of struggling a little bit. I go down there like always. I try to help her clean and do this, that, and other. Then Zallie was born, and right before Zallie was born, he'd run around on her with a girl from Belts, and he got hooked on drugs. And they sent my daughter a video of him doing something to this girl that's really very vulgar.
Yeah.
And my daughter had to see that. Then after that, things went downhill.
Well, it sounded like it was going downhill when he started cheating.
Yes.
For one thing.
It did, yes.
And especially only been together for about a year.
Yeah, not quite a year at that time, I think.
And you would think the person was, well, I'm friends with her brother. I'm about like family. with y'all. Now, when you said they was kind of struggling a little bit, is this a little bit struggling financially?
Financially.
Yeah. Because backing up, you said that, his dad died and gave him some money and this right here. Did he just squander?
No, his dad he got that money before he met Haley.
Okay, well, yeah. So he kind of probably went through that before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You talk about the drugs. Did you know of what kind of drugs he was taking?
They said it was cocaine that girl was hooked on, because her dad said that we got through her dad that said that she was on cocaine, and Haley got thinking that he was back on something heavy, like that. Now they smoke weed,
Right.
they did, and I knew my daughter did, but I told her it's not right. And then if you ever do it around these kids, I will come and get them.
Right.
Don't do nothing around these kids. She said, Mom, I never would do that. But I believed her, and I believed him. They didn't do it around the kids.
Right.
But as time went on, the house got shot up. And he went and got cameras and put on there. And why you got cameras on your house? For a reason. But the house got shot up, so we couldn't handle it, because one went through the couch where Zayden was at, and a bullet went through the crib where Zaylee was at.
Now, was this drug related? I mean,
I think it was.
Because not normal people, even if they taking drugs, have someone come by and shoot up your house or
Maybe
anything
old
like
people.
that. Either you owe them for drugs, or you were selling it and it just didn't a turf or war or whatever like that.
Something bad went wrong. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, why would you put your children
That's right.
and the danger with these drugs like this?
I know it.
And I'm just curious if how did he get started on this thing, on drugs? Because to me, if you're financially having some issues,
How you get the money for the
how do
drugs?
you get the money for drugs
He
unless
stole.
you're selling the drugs?
He was still from his grandfather and him. He was still from his stepdad, they said. To steal all the time. And then he'd take that money. Now, if you're going to steal to help your family.
Right.
If you had to steal,
And you don't really have to do that nowadays.
Yeah,
They've
people
got
help you. That's
organizations
right.
to do it with. But, so sometimes drugs will make people do things that's just,
It will.
you would think never happened. You probably never think that here he was. You never think maybe he was on drugs. Did you see any signs of him being on drugs?
not down in Union. Whenever we moved him to Jonesville, we got him at this one in the old house. It's a 100-year-old house. We moved him up there. We did. None of his other family helped do anything. We moved him up there, paid the down payment and everything until they sold their house in Union. Then they finished paying the house off. It was a good friend of ours. That's why she let us do that, you know.
Right.
She helped us to get them in there, to get them out from down there where it wasn't safe.
Well, it kind of looks like all this help that you was giving them, that would be, to me, I would be grateful for that, especially to take care of your
Yeah.
daughter. And just being there a year, you're still only supposed to be on your honeymoon within a year, you know. You're supposed to really still to love that
Yeah.
person, and especially not doing what he's doing now. We're going to come back right after this message right here,
Okay.
and we'll be talking about a little step further than the drugs.
Jewelry has the power to be this little thing that can make you feel unique. Being a true gentleman never goes out of fashion. People will stare. Make it worth their while. For the woman of your dreams and the jewelry of her dreams, rings, pins, and pendants, fabulous rubies, sparkling sapphires, brilliant diamonds. Keepsake Jewelers. We are the jewelers who understands what dreams are made of. Dreams of gold, dreams of emeralds, and dreams of diamonds in pins, rings, bracelets, and earrings. At Keepsake Jewelers, we have whatever it takes to make her dreams come true. Visit our new location, Keepsake Jewelers, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Suite 5, Union, 864-427-5100, 864-427-5100, Keepsake Jewelers, Union.
All right, we're back, and we're talking to Greg and Sonia Sanford, and talking about her daughter, Haley. And we were talking about some of the drugs and things that Dylan was dealing with, and even putting their lives in jeopardy with the shooting in their house. What have you noticed anything? Did you talk to Haley about every day, or?
I did.
And I know some mothers and daughters, they talk every single
Every day.
day.
We wasn't talking, we was texting.
Right. When did you start noticing something with Haley's wrong? Did she ever confide in you about things wasn't going quite right?
Yes. She would tell me things like, she was tired of living like she's living. You know, she said, Mama, I'm just so tired of asking y'all for help. I'm tired of asking y'all for money. You know, my dad went in over there one morning, and he just happened to go in there and open the cabinets. Only thing they had was a thing of ravioli in the cabinets. She didn't got to where she didn't want to ask us no more.
Right.
You know, she didn't get food stamps at that time. And my dad said, get your clothes on and get in the car. We're going to get groceries. So my daddy went and got them $300 for the groceries, plus other stuff, you know, toilet paper, stuff like that.
She had 2 children then?
Three.
Okay.
They had all 3 of them then.
So 3 children, and only with ravioli.
Only ravioli. Yes.
And now he was supposed to be working, correct?
Yes. But you know what? We never seen a check stub. I asked her, I said, have you ever seen his check stub? She said, no, Mama, I've never seen one. And I believe her, because we've never seen anything laying around. Everything else, bills laying around, but no check stubs. Or nothing like that. So she don't know.
Where was he supposed to be working at?
Before my husband got him a job out of Ally Industries in Jonesville, he worked with different places.
Okay.
What he said, we don't know for sure.
So you knew if he come to work, you
There.
got him a job.
Not long.
Not long?
No.
Not long. No.
Did he get fired?
He left and didn't come back.
So it just didn't show up for work.
And then about 3 months later, I swallowed my pride. I went in there and asked him to get his job back again, and they give it back to him again. And
Still didn't last.
he left again.
My goodness. And there he is needing money for his family and stuff, but yet didn't want to work.
No.
Now, with Haley saying she don't want to live, and did she go into detail on some of the things that she was going through with Dylan?
She was getting bad anxiety. You know, she got where Just where she would say things like, Mom, I think he's back on drugs besides the marijuana.
Right.
Because he would be more aggressive, whatever.
Right.
I've never seen him hit her. Now, I've seen her hit him.
Right.
Because she'd get so mad at him, she'd punch him in the face. And I said, how you don't do that? Because, don't put yourself in a man's shoes, Because and I said, you don't do that. That's not right.
Right.
And I'd get on her a lot, wouldn't I, Greg, for doing that. But now I know why she did it. But still it wasn't right. But, yeah, she lived through a lot. She used to say, there at the end, she said their house was her jail. And her bedroom was her jail, was her cell.
Now, what does she mean by that? Do you reckon she mean by that?
It means that he didn't let her go nowhere. At the end, she couldn't even go with me. He stole her phone there towards. She had asked him for a divorce in October.
Right.
Before she got killed. And because she said she was tired of living that way. Living without. He wouldn't let her go get a job. She had a job, but he wouldn't let her go to it. Because he wouldn't know what she was doing or where she was going or where she was at. She was there with her babies 24/7. She never got to go anywhere or do anything with nobody. She's supposed to be in his cousin's wedding, and where he had stole her phone, she had texted and said, meet to get the dresses. Well, Haley never got it. Then I called the girl and asked her how much the dress was. She said, well, Miss Sonia, we done went and got them now. Haley responded back like she wasn't going to do it. But it wasn't her. And then we was going to go Christmas shopping. Because she likes to go with me, me and her, my mom, and my aunt, and my sister-in-law was going Christmas shopping. And I texted her and told her I was on my way to get her in a few minutes. And it texted back from her phone, from her, that, I'm sick, Mom, I'm not going to go.
So she wasn't saying these things that apparently
he had her phone.
Had her phone.
He had her phone.
And what about her friends? Because I know she had a lot of friends before. And did finally the friends kind of...
He wouldn't let her be around her friends.
Around the friends?
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm.
And see, to me, that's getting into controlling, and that's getting to where, and I've seen it happen in a lot of marriages, that they kind of have that controlling where if they don't go to work, and did she work, or did she get to work any?
He wouldn't let her work.
So,
and she did crafts, and we had a craft business,
right.
S&H Creations. She made money that way.
Right.
Yes.
So, but that probably didn't last long there either.
No.
But to me, if you needing money in the family, it takes two. It takes two to work to get enough money to raise your children.
Yes.
And keeping one from not working, and of course you're not working yourself, like you said. There's two opportunities he had to work and didn't do it.
And right at home too, so it's right down the road.
So he didn't. Did he have a vehicle or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me,
he's got a head and ice truck.
If you're not working, how do you pay for a truck? How do you put gas in it? It's a lot of things.
We gave money.
So y'all give the money.
Me and Greg and my mom and dad always gave money, paid their light bill and water bill, bought groceries, and ended up last couple of months paid their insurance on their vehicles.
Yeah. I know it's hard to talk about. Tell me a little bit about, I'm going to switch over to me a second because I don't want to put him on the same pages. This is a picture of Dylan you're seeing right now with his orange jumpsuit that he had when he went to jail. Tell me a little bit about Dylan now before he was coming over to your house and probably laughing and y'all enjoying each other. Did you see a turning point in him? And tell me a little bit about that turning point.
He would call her phone or text her phone, and she didn't answer the phone then, or return his text then. Mm-hmm. He was on his way home. He was obsessed with her.
So he would leave his job, leave whatever like that.
That's exactly what he did.
To go home. What do you think he did when he got there?
I really can't say.
Right, because with her being scared and this, and I could see where she would say that her house was a prison to her because he's not letting her go out, no friends. And did any of her friends come to y'all with any concerns?
No, they just knew that, that he wasn't going to let them go around. They just didn't want to make it hard on her. I mean, some would go over there once in a while, and sit with him, but said he'd just be like all to himself or whatever, and then Haley and them be talking, but more or less, sometimes people just didn't go over there no more. Now, my son would take his friends over there. There's guy friends there.
Right.
and Dylan wouldn't be at home, and he would call her, and he heard them, the boys in the background, he'd be home.
He'd break his neck.
He'd break his neck to get home.
Well, how was the relationship between, because you're talking about your son and him being best friends,
They were.
as this progressively getting worse in this marriage, what did your son say to him about, your attitude? This is my sister. You're crowding her. You're doing this and that. Did he? What kind of concerns did he?
I think he told him on several occasions he needed to get a job and be a man and be a supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because our son was still there on the weekends when he wasn't working.
Right.
And he'd help. He would feed Haley and the kids.
Okay.
He'd go up like to the cafe or something and get them something and bring it back home because Dylan wouldn't be there.
Now, what would your son come and tell you some things that he was concerned about with that relationship,
No, not really, because
or he kind of
he'd handled himself.
handled himself?
Yes.
Himself.
Yeah.
And did Haley mention to her brother that the relationship was over? She's wanting out.
Yes. Yes. But they were close. They were very close.
I can imagine the hurt
Yeah.
there also. That's did he get a chance to maybe tell Haley, says, if you want out, this is we can because I know that you would say, come on home.
We did tell her that when he was in jail for the drugs.
Right.
Yeah, then he stole my son's debit card when my son was staying over there and got over $2,000 something out of his account. He went to jail for that. And he had to end up, it took little man, I think, 2 years to get the money back, but he didn't get it all. But
So here's a man that doesn't want to work. They had 2 jobs, or even multiple jobs.
multiple jobs.
But he figured that he could make a living stealing, and that wasn't going over with him because it sounded like he's been in jail a couple of times and been in trouble several times for stealing. And
No, I don't think he ever went to jail for stealing.
he didn't go.
They didn't call the law on him. They knew he'd done it, but they didn't call the law.
Well, except for the
Except
card.
for the card. My son had him arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how you felt towards your son after you had him arrested. Did he get angry with him, or?
Yeah, they still. I mean, we went to the lake that weekend, and Dylan was buying stuff with the little man's money.
Yeah.
And that's what we really told him. We said, that was your money probably Dylan was spending down at the lake that he stole from you.
He was living it up then, wasn't he?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, with Haley, what is, during the last, say, couple weeks before this happened to her, did she call you more or try to get in touch with you more?
She couldn't call me, and she didn't have no phone.
So he took,
She
how long she was out of the phone?
From, I believe actually she asked for a divorce, because I think it was maybe the last of October, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
She had the phone November, December, I know that.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you really didn't see her or talk to her?
Not unless I
want
want to know, I'd go over there.
Okay.
But now she would email me. I don't think she had to communicate with me through her laptop.
Okay. Did she voice to you that, time for me to get out, it's time for me to go?
Well, she told us that, when her income tax check come back,
Right.
that she told Dylan he can take half, she'll take half, and he has to go, or she'll go. You see, he didn't want to do that. See, I got things on here. We pulled up, my niece did. We found a guy that had her old phone number,
Okay.
and we called it, and we had to get a code off of it so we could get into Haley's accounts. Well, she had got into a YouTube account, and she found information where 2 nights before she got killed, she was looking for ways to get a divorce faster through the mail,
Right.
herself. Okay, then that was on January the 31st. Of 2020, 30/30. January 31st, 2020. That was like 9 days before she got killed. Okay, then on the 31st again, she asked to try to get the papers again, through,
Right.
she Googling it. All right, then on February the 6th of 2020, which was 3 days before she got killed, she was asking see when her refund was coming back. I got proof of all of that. Now get this. February the 9th of 2020, the day my daughter died, at 1:42 in the morning, she typed in 911 on YouTube. Because she didn't have no phone. She was trying to get somebody's
Attention.
attention. Yeah. And I have proof of all of that.
Now, let's see. We're going to take a break here a second, and we're going to come back, and we're going to get into the details of the accident. I'm not going to say accident, the murder that happened.
Call it what it is.
And we'll be right back in 1 minute.
Jewelry has the power to be this little thing that can make you feel unique. Being a true gentleman never goes out of fashion. People will stare. Make it worth their while. For the woman of your dreams and the jewelry of her dreams, rings, pins, and pendants, fabulous rubies, sparkling sapphires, brilliant diamonds, keepsake jewelers. We are the jewelers who understands what dreams are made of. Dreams of gold, dreams of emeralds, and dreams of diamonds in pins, rings, bracelets, and earrings. At Keepsake Jewelers, we have whatever it takes to make her dreams come true. Visit our new location, Keepsake Jewelers, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Suite 5, Union, 864-427-5100, 864-427-5100, Keepsake Jewelers, Union.
All right, we're back, and we're talking to Greg and Sonia Sanford from the murder of her daughter, Haley. Now, tell me about the night you said she came and saw you.
Yes.
Tell me about
She
that.
came to the house. She had called me and asked me, Mama, can I borrow $30 or can I have $30 to pay for my Wi-Fi? And I said, I don't have, I just have $20 cash on me. Maybe Nana has the other 10, you know. So she came down there and she was in his truck. I didn't think nothing was wrong because if they had been fighting then, he never would have let her left. He would have came and got it. You know, he wouldn't have let her come in his truck because her car was tore up or he had tore it up where she couldn't go nowhere. But she sat there and she went and used the restroom and she come sit down on the couch and talked to me maybe about 15, 20 minutes. We just cutting up. I mean, nothing was ever said like, Mama, you know, something's bad going on or nothing. She talked normal. And I didn't sense anything that was going on. And then she went up my mother's, and we lived beside them. And
Right.
my mother was in the shower, and my mama gave her $10 to go with the other. And they talked for a few minutes, and then she said, the last thing she told me, we walked the door, she said, thank you, Mama, I love you. I said, love you too, baby, careful. Well, then she went up to my mama's, and that's the last thing she told Mama. She said, I love you, Nana, and thank you for the money. She said, I hate to ask y'all, but, you know.
Right.
So she left. And that was at a little after 12 midnight. Because she came to my house a little after 11, and she stayed a little while.
So everything seemed to be
Seemed
real,
to be.
real good at
Yes.
that time.
Because if it wasn't, like I said, he wouldn't let her come by herself in that truck, in his truck.
Right.
He
So
would,
he let her come in his truck.
yeah, he would have come and got that money.
I'm just wondering, between that time she gone like that, him taking drugs more.
I don't know. But now, their bedroom was downstairs on the left.
Okay.
Okay, and then Zayla and Zeli's was upstairs. But the babies always slept down there with them, which is I was in one room because they only could heat one room, they only could afford, you know. And we bought the heaters for it to go in that room because he wouldn't pay the gas bill. So we had to help with that too, you know, to keep our babies warm. And I tried to tell her, I said, come home where you'll be warm and fed and be, you know. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it at the time.
Well, the pride and
Yeah.
you know
She had a lot of
Responsibility.
pride, yeah. And she didn't want to drag her youngins here and there. I understand that part. But after that, me and my husband was sitting there the next day on Sunday. Usually she calls or she texts us, not calls, I'm sorry, she texts us, Mama, do you cook? And she never did do it that day, did she? She always on Sundays.
she always communicated.
Did you cook? And I went there, you know, I really wasn't thinking nothing about it. you know, and she never did. And we're at 5 minutes to 5 that afternoon. Me and my husband and our son was sitting there eating supper. The phone rang, and it was Dylan's mom, Christina.
Uh-huh.
And she said, Sonia, Dylan said you need to get over and check on Haley. Something's wrong with her. And I said, what's wrong with her? And I said, did she hurt or what? She said, I don't know. You just need to get over and get check on her. You just need to get over there. I said, well, did he call 911? She said, I don't know. You just need to get over there. So we hung up the phone. We took off, and I was calling 911 going out the door. We beat everybody there, the law, everybody. And my son jumped out of the car first and run in there and seen her. And then my husband went, and then he tried to get me not to go. And I went on in, and Dylan was on the phone in the hallway next to the bedroom door that they stayed in. And I said, what did you do to my youngin'? And that's where I knew, really, really knew.
Right.
And his exact words said, we've been fighting all night. That's all he said. And I said, where's she at? And he pointed that way. And I went over to the bottom steps, and that's where my baby was laying. And she was cold, and she was stiff. And I couldn't see her good. It was so dark. But I turned my light on my phone. She had dry blood on her nose. And her glasses wasn't on her. And her little toe was barely hanging on the bottom step, like she was placed like that. She'd have fell on down. My baby didn't fall down them steps.
Now, who's he on the phone with?
I don't know.
Because you were calling 911. If in the autopsy, I think you got the report right here too. Does it give exact time that they estimated the time of death?
Yes, on the does it say it on there? I can find it when we go on commercial. I'll show it to you. I got her death certificate in my phone.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see here if it's on here. I don't see it. It just tells you the cause of death and the manner of death are determined, but it says a blunt force trauma to the head, of the head, and several other different things on here that kind of myself kind of even question
She was
that.
choked. She was choked twice.
And what was the excuse about that? Because falling down the steps is not having you. You're not going to be choked.
The steps didn't choke her. The steps didn't take their fist and punch her in her stomach. She had fist bruises on her too. Yes.
And because just about looking this right here, and but I just can't get over that. Here it is, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they fought all night. And if the time of death, I'm going to say like 3:30 or something like that in the morning, but I don't know for sure. But
Something like that, 7 hours.
and if it's, and he's leaving and going out and coming back in.
Twice.
Now, where the front door's going out, where he's been going in and out like that, is the steps right there?
Their stairs are turned backwards. Theirs come in their back door and go up, not the
Okay.
front door and go up.
Okay.
So it's the back side. His steps are that way.
So, but even with that time, I know I go all over my house.
In the bathroom, if you go to the bathroom, you have to go by them steps that way to go to that bathroom.
And what I just blows me away that all these calls comes through to him calling his mom, from his mom calling you. You're calling 911 when there he is.
Should have been no
There's
call.
something wrong. That's a red flag to me.
Yeah.
It's just not normal for a person, because if Edna would fall or something like that, the first my mind is, if she's not moving, call 911.
Absolutely.
Unless you got something to hide, or you got something to clean up, or you got something to do there.
Well, that's what he did. He cleaned up because, like I tell you, they smoked weed. I know that. There was not a piece of weed nowheres in there. And it was used to be in the ashtrays and stuff in their bedrooms and stuff, or in the other places. Nothing was there.
So
The
all
house
that,
was spick and span
It was cleaned.
when we got over there.
Do it that kind of way,
right. No. Well, I tell you, we're going to go to commercial. If you can find that time,
Okay.
I'm just curious about that right there, because it's just the timing of the time you knew about it. She had to be laying there a long time. So,
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back and hear a little message from Keepsake Jewelers.
Jewelry has the power to be this little thing that can make you feel unique. Being a true gentleman never goes out of fashion. People will stare. Make it worth their while. For the woman of your dreams and the jewelry of her dreams, rings, pins, and pendants, fabulous rubies, sparkling sapphires, brilliant diamonds. Keepsake Jewelers. We are the jewelers who understands what dreams are made of. Dreams of gold, dreams of emeralds, and dreams of diamonds in pins, rings, bracelets, and earrings. At Keepsake Jewelers, we have whatever it takes to make her dreams come true. Visit our new location, Keepsake Jewelers, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Suite 5, Union, 864-427-5100, 864-427-5100, Keepsake Jewelers, Union.
Time not listed. It said not listed.
Oh, okay. Well, the time with listening, we're back from Keepsake Jewelers. We're talking to Greg and Sonia Sanford, and we're talking about Haley. And I know it had to be a shock when you got there because even you said that you touched her, she was cold. And what kind of statements did he say to you, to y'all, when you asked? Was he didn't say nothing?
He never cried. He never shed a tear. He never come and said, I'm sorry, I didn't do nothing. Never to this day.
I mean, he could have said, well, you know what? I was on drugs. We had a big argument. I got mad, and she fell. I pushed her or hit her, something like that, and she fell down the steps.
Mm-mm.
And now, I know you talked about Haley get mad and angry at him, hit him, but did you ever know him to hit her?
Yes, he did one time when she was pregnant.
Right.
And he chased him and almost got him.
Yeah. Now, has Haley ever said that he's hit her before,
No.
not like that? I'm just wondering if that, maybe he got a hold of some bad drugs. I'm not giving an excuse.
She wouldn't have told us.
No.
So she wouldn't have told you
No.
Mm-mm.
because she knew you didn't visit.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And your son.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And
She wouldn't have told us.
now, when you did you take? I know we all take pictures and all. I know you was upset and stuff like that because going inside like that, they probably run you out pretty quickly when the officers got there.
Well, the fire department got there first, and Philip Armstrong, he's with the Jonesville Fire Department. He said, come on, I know him real well. He said, come on, Miss Sonia, you got to let me get you up now so we can do our job.
Yeah.
But she was just laying there, and I didn't want to leave her.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave her.
Where were the children?
Locked in the bedroom.
Why did he lock the keep her from seeing the mother?
Yes.
Now, were the kids still?
Keep them out of the way while he cleaned the house up.
Yeah.
And the oldest one wasn't there. He was at his dad's
Okay.
that weekend.
Now, how old was the other two at this time?
At that time, 2 and 3. Fixing to be 3 and 4. Almost fixing to turn because their birthday's December and January.
Right. So he kept them locked where they couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got there, where were the children?
Locked in the bedroom.
Still locked in the bedroom?
Yes,
So they had been locked probably in there from the night before?
more than likely.
We don't know. I know it's locked because when I turned the knob, it wouldn't open.
That means there's 4 children were in there also with no food
2 babies.
and could not go to the bathroom because you said the bathroom was right there where the mother was
You had to
at.
go down the hallway to go to the bathroom.
Now, where did I read somewhere on there that he left a couple times.
Twice.
Where did he go?
We don't know unless he did.
Don't want to get rid of stuff.
That's kind of my thinking
we
right
think.
there. And
What I'm thinking. Covering his tracks.
He was gone. I think the neighbor said he was slamming doors, and only one door slammed on the truck door, and they knew it was him because they knew the truck way it sounded. I knew this truck when it coming down the road,
right.
but they never did get up and look to see who's driving the truck. But they knew it was him leaving.
Well, this is some, the questions that I asked is, well, first thing, where'd you go twice and you did not go? And I got the picture of Dylan on here now where people, can see who he looks like. If you jog any memory, if you've seen him somewhere when he, maybe during that time frame where he left and what he was doing. And if you're on drugs and you're getting ready to have the police and everybody else in the world come to your house, you're going to go get rid of them.
Absolutely.
And
He did.
And that's, to me, it's almost like you're taking priority over someone. Who knows? She might have still been alive
He
and
had a
hurt.
call when he
Called
first
in,
did
and
it.
maybe she could have been saved. Did when the police questioned him while you're standing there, or
They made us leave and they
Right.
give us the kids and let us take the kids home.
right?
They told us to go home till they, and then they said they might have him outside. But they said they did take him in for questioning, but we don't know. But then they asked him to do a polygraph. He would not do that. He said no. And he said, I got a lawyer, can I go? They said, well, they let him go because they didn't hold him on at that time.
Right,
Actual proof.
right,
But the way he was doing, and then they want to know where he went, but he came back to our house that night, raising teetotaler, you know what, wanting the kids, getting the kids back. And I didn't want them to go.
right.
I wanted to keep them there safe. And
Well, you don't know what someone's on drugs is going to
that's
do.
right.
You
He
know,
went and got the law, brought the law back, caused more scene, and I lost control. And I told him if I ever find out that you did kill my child, that I'm gonna kill you. I did say that.
yeah.
I mean, that's how I felt.
Well, that's a mother. This is your child, and when he came to your house to get the kids, I mean, did you ask him? Said what happened?
He wouldn't let know. He's out there raising Cain and cussing and hollering at my niece and her boyfriend. Just going on and on, wasn't he, Greg? Just like somebody crazy person.
So you think it maybe might have been on drugs then?
I don't know. His mom was with him that night. She come back with him.
Kind of looked like that she would have calmed him down. Especially, this happened. They understand this. This is your daughter that you gave birth to. This is who you raised there, and to come and to be all that craziness.
Yeah. Well, I've always was told that he was always mean to his mama too.
Yeah. Well,
If let me ask you a question. If that was your wife, and she had fell down the steps and she was laying there dead, wouldn't they just about have to drag you off her to get you out of the house where they could go in there and take care of her?
oh yeah. I mean, I would be calling and weeping and crying. I mean, because that's someone that you love, and
He was outside walking around smoking cigarettes, talking to people. His body language said it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And everybody says they know he done it.
yeah.
Everybody. People in Spartanburg County, everywhere you go, they said they know that boy killed that girl.
That conversation comes up. I know he done it. I know that boy killed that girl.
Yeah.
That girl ain't fell down those steps.
No, because usually if you fall down steps, you're going to grab a hold of something. You might fall a few steps down. It's going to take a heavy shove.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what I thought at first. He might have pushed her.
I'm just wondering because the esophagus,
Esophagus.
yes, had hemorrhage
Yes.
in it from choking.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering if she died before he pushed her down the steps to cover it up.
No. No.
There was no blood or nothing on the steps. Nothing.
Sled came, done their investigation. They found one speck of blood on a piece of wood. That's the only blood they found. Besides what little bit was left on the back of her head.
Right.
She is laying in the floor. So where's the rest of the blood?
Now you mentioned that possibility that he had killed her somewhere else in the house, maybe, and
We think he did it downstairs beside the stairwells from their bedroom.
okay,
We don't know for sure.
right, and placed her there like she fell down the steps, maybe.
She was staged.
Yeah, she's staged.
That's what I was thinking.
If I fell down the steps and I cut my head was busted open, there'd be a puddle of blood big as my body.
You would bleed out.
Yes, sir.
They wouldn't. It was probably about that big under her head.
Yes, sir.
Because I seen that.
If you ever hit your head or scratched your head or anything, you bleed like you cut a main artery or something, especially in your head. Your head bleeds bad.
Right, and I'm looking at the autopsy report here too, and it's nothing to me. It's a lot of injuries that's been done that to me would not be part of falling down the steps.
Downstairs.
It just like they got the neck injury. Okay, you can think a little bit about that, but it's talking about the strap muscles hemorrhaging on the right, and talks about the anterior abrasions and things. And some of the things, it's falling down the steps. You're not going to hit every piece of your body all the way down the steps. I don't know how many steps it is.
17.
And the children would have heard this, a loud racket. And you know that if you fall in, I'm going to yell, I'm going to scream, wow, something like that. I'm going to yell and scream.
Absolutely.
And
I was led to believe that night she supposedly fell down the steps. She was on real hard drugs.
She took pills and all that night. His mother and him told me that.
Yes, absolutely.
well, that's not what the autopsy says at all, because it talks about post-mortem toxicology showing THC, which is marijuana, and it's a metabolite, negative for all other drugs of abuse.
That's exactly right.
Because I asked his mom, I said, well, did y'all go get a copy of that where y'all can read yourself?
Yeah, it says here there's none except for the marijuana. That's it.
That's all it was.
And I admit I smoked marijuana when I was younger and stuff like that, and it didn't say I can fly down steps. It didn't. I didn't. The only thing it did to me, it made me hungry, and I couldn't afford the drugs because I had to buy groceries.
Food.
But it has nothing in this report, at all, and it does have the cause of death is blunt force trauma of a head, which I can believe that. When someone grabs you and angry around the neck, could shove your head against the wall. It might have been a board there or something that did it. But the time frame and the timing of this is uncanny, that this person is that callous to leave his wife all that time and not call 911. It blows my mind. Did you have to ever check to see if there's a record of 911 him calling?
Yeah. When I went to the
1
police.
minute before we did.
Yeah.
1 minute before we did. And it was probably his mama called him back and said, you better call 911.
Yeah, because when I went to the sheriff's office, one of the ladies, she looked it up. And she said, Sonia, he called it. It shows right here a minute before you did. So when I got the phone with Christina, his mom, she probably called because I said I was calling 911. She knew I was going to call him. But still.
But to me, even with, if that was my son and he called me, first thing I say, idiot, why ain't you called?
That's right.
911. How long's this been? When did this happen? Did it right here. Get on 911 right away. I'm not going to sit there, well, hold on, I'm going to go call his parents and tell them to call 911. I mean, my goodness, you're not even there.
See, he had two different stories, too. He said one time he woke up and found her at the bottom. This is what he told the police, that they told us. The first time he woke up and found her at the bottom of the steps. Then the second time he told them the next story that when he left, he came back and found her at the bottom of the steps. So he told you two different stories.
Now, you only got one bathroom in there, right?
Only one bathroom.
Okay. To me, when I wake up, I got to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And
Everybody.
I don't know if anybody doesn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And so he had to go right by her.
You have to go by
If
them
she
steps
fell.
to get to
If
that
she fell.
bathroom. Mm-hmm.
And if you got up and left and come back, I mean, you're going to freshen up a little bit. You ain't just going to jump on out. You're going to wash your face usually, or hands.
Well,
or.
probably not him, but probably, yeah.
But anyway, he
Yeah,
can't
I
control the
understand what
bladder.
Yes.
And to wait that length of time, it just blows my mind.
Yeah, because when Billy Holcomb got there, he said, this does not look right. He said, call sled in, because this don't look like that she fell down these steps.
Right.
So,
And he'd seen enough.
and he said it looked like, at that time, he said, what 6 or 7 hours that she had been dead.
Yes.
So they don't really know the actual time.
She already had rigor mortis in her body.
Yeah.
That already set up.
Yeah.
By the time we got there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Time you even got there.
Yeah,
sir.
she was hard as this table right here.
And I would first think, okay, guy, you're gonna be arrested for leaving these kids by themselves, locked in a room. Why would you leave your children locked in a room and leave them all night long, knowing they've been there all night long?
Yeah.
Now, like I said, y'all, when you got there, he still hadn't got those kids.
No.
They were still in there. When we got them, they had Zelly had a pull-up on, Zelly had a diaper on, and they had a little shirt on. That's all they had on.
Now, you got to ask it. I know it's not. Was they soiled or anything?
Yes. Yes.
And see, it tells you that the poor children probably heard a scream, and they're in there, in that room, locked up. And
Yeah. But see, Zaylee always was with her mom everywhere. She'd stay up late with her mom. And how I know that, because I worked third shift, and Haley would call me sometime during the night before all, this happened and stuff. And before all chaos got started. And I said, why ain't that baby in the bed? She said, Mama, she won't go to bed, I go to bed. She was up doing her crafts because,
right.
But Zaylee was right there with her. And that's what makes me think, was that baby around,
And their bedroom was downstairs.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So why would she go upstairs to sleep?
I don't know. It was cold in that house. She wouldn't have went up there to sleep. She wouldn't have left her babies to start with. She would never left them babies.
Well, this is the guy we're talking about, under suspicion of murdering Haley Dillon Thompson. And what I've heard so far, is not a very nice guy, especially when it comes to taking care of his wife if she did fall down the steps and get hurt, locking the kids up all that time in a room that's probably cold, and the kids were it just blows my mind there that all this right here, and this guy is still walking the streets and living a life or whatever. Now, did he get caught for drugs after this or beforehand?
After he killed her, it was a couple of days after that, him and some girls was at Foster Park drinking and all that stuff. And that's what we heard. And that's when he got busted for drugs.
So here's a guy, his wife's died and say, for instance, did fall down the steps and she died. And here he is out 2 days later at a park with other women, girls and stuff like that, with drugs, and get arrested and get sent to prison. All of this right here, and his wife died 2 days. That's a piece of work. It really is. Because if you love someone, how was he? Now, you did try this right here. I know we're running out of time here about he wanted to hurry up and get her cremated. Yeah,
we had an appointment at 11 o'clock. He was there Billy Hawkins said he was there when the doors opened that morning to try to go ahead and get her cremated. And we had to plead and beg him, because he was the husband.
Right.
Don't do that. Let me bury her. Let me give her a proper burial. And it took me forever, like 2 days, to get that done.
Yeah.
I think after they told him she was going to have a forensic autopsy, he kind of lost interest in that anyway. But he was just trying to make us suffer.
Yeah.
Well, we're at our top of the hour, and I really appreciate y'all coming on and telling the story out where people can hear and understand what you're going through and all the questions. And I can see why the questions, I didn't even have to talk to y'all. I can look at the autopsy and I see things on here that something ain't right.
Full of holes, ain't it?
Yeah.
Full of holes.
Full of holes. So hopefully justice will come in. Hopefully there will be a conviction, and where you can have some peace. Because I know it's hard as being a mother and father to have that peace.
It is.
and of course you'll never have it,
It won't bring her back.
but you'll still have the satisfaction knowing that
He's paying for it.
he's paying for it.
Absolutely.
And one day he'll be paying for it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll keep y'all in our prayers in the family.
Thank you.
Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and we're not going to have a show next Monday because it's Christmas. We're taking off Christmas, and we'll see you the next following week after that. And stay tuned. We have some other guests coming up in January and February that, who knows, you might know them and learn something from it. I'm Jerry McKee, so let's have a good night